Hi everyone, I thought I'd do a video just about relationships and about marriage. As some of you know, I've been married for 25 years to my first wife. And then after a little interlude of being single, and it was a little interlude, I married my second wife, and that lasted for 5 years. And the first marriage was very emotionally devastating because I thought we were really tight. And if you'd have told me this time 15 years ago that me and my wife would break up, I would have laughed in your face, and a lot of other people as well that know me would have laughed in your face, because we seemed like the perfect couple. We really did. And I just didn't see the writing on the wall that it was doomed, because she was secretly changing for some time and I was completely unaware of it. I did see a few red flags pop up along the way, but what people do is choose to ignore those and just carry on business as normal. But if that's you, I would say, please take full attention of those warning signs, those red flags, because they're there for a reason. And it can be denial, it can be fear, there can be a lot of factors involved, but don't ignore them. You're going to have to deal with it sooner or later. And after that relationship ended, as I say, I was married for 25 years. Then there was that small gap of I think it was about less than a year. And I was getting on eHarmony and dating sites and thinking, oh, this is really exciting, this. And I was just scrambling around, desperately trying to reattach myself to somebody again. And that's what people who have been married for a long time do. They don't really know who they are anymore as individuals, because you're so embroiled with the other person that you really don't know your own identity anymore. You may think you do, but you really don't, especially if you've been involved for a long time. It's difficult to know how to relate to others when you're not a couple, or for other couples to how to relate to you once you become single. It can be very awkward. I mean, I thought I had a fair few friends, but then when the first marriage ended, I thought, where's all my friends gone? Have they all gone? I think a lot of guys in midlife and women in midlife find this, because the circle of friends you moved in were other couples, really, and now you no longer fit too well, really. Like trying to put a square peg into a round hole, so to speak, trying to force it. Just seems awkward. But what I would suggest to folk who are going through this is, first of all, I want to say from the bottom of my heart, I really sympathise with what you're going through. It is so difficult. I mean, I was absolutely devastated when my first marriage broke down. I was just cried and cried constantly. But I think you think that the solution to that is to quickly attach yourself to somebody else. So my advice to you, if you're going through this, or if you've just been through it, is please do not jump into another relationship. And I can't tell you the amount of times I heard people say this, or read about it, or watched a YouTube video about it, but I just ignored it all. And the chances are you're watching this and you might ignore it as well. I understand why you would do that, but I would at least just say to please consider it. You could save yourself a lot of pain and misery and expense. I mean, the second marriage I went into only lasted for the 5 years. Now, although that wasn't as emotionally draining and devastating, it was financially and materialistically draining, because I lost my house through that, I lost my pension, and I'm having to reconsider everything, and I'm looking for an employment change now as well, which in a way, it's opened up the way for good things, because I think if I still had my mortgage and my pension, I think I would have felt tied to this job, which I'm quite unhappy in, really, and I'm looking to change in the very near future. So watch the space. But yeah, I would say, if you're going through all of this, please reconsider quickly attaching yourself to somebody, it could be a disaster. Find out who you are first. And I said this in another video previous, that a general rule of thumb seems to be that for every year that you've been married or in a relationship, you should be single for about a month. So I think that's a good rule, really, because if I'd have abided by that, I would have been single a lot longer, and I think maybe not made the mistake that I did the second time round as well. So I would say as well, although I can understand the temptation to jump into a relationship, find some other way of connecting with people. It doesn't have to be romantically. It can be in a friendship group, or if there's something you're interested in, a hobby, something you've always wanted to try. Now is your opportunity to do that, because you're no longer tied to the other person. You're no longer checking in with the other person. You're able to have the freedom to explore new ideas and do new things. And in that, you make new relationships, not necessarily romantic. It might turn into that. It might be a good thing. Obviously, not everyone is going to let you down. There are some decent people out there, and there are some good, solid relationships that last. But it can be lonely when your marriage falls apart, a relationship falls apart. So I would say, try other ways of connecting with people first, at least. Join a friendship group, join a hobby group, maybe reconnect with some old friends that you haven't seen for ages. That would be a good thing as well. Maybe look them up on Facebook, suggest getting together and meeting up. So just some thoughts anyway, guys. But as I said, if you are going through this, you really do have my sympathy. It can be very, very hard. And those of us who are middle-aged, who have gone through this, we can support each other. There seems to be a lot of people who get to this age. I mean, I'm 57 in August. Gosh, I mean, married 30 years in total. It's a long, long time. But I'm really enjoying being single. I really am. I mean, I've got my freedom. I've got reasonable health. I just thank God every day, that for the things I've got. I can come and go as I please, do what I want to do, pursue interests and hobbies, have the freedom to do that, not constantly checking in with somebody or walking on eggshells. It's great. I don't think I'd ever be married again, to be honest, especially with the traumatic experiences I've had. But I don't hold anything against my ex-wives, and I actually get on well with them. And forgiveness is an important thing, guys, as well. You've got to forgive, you've got to move on. It's not worth being bitter. And it comes with time as well. I mean, you might be angry to begin with, and I get it, I understand. I was angry. You go through a whole range of emotions and feelings and emotions. So I do get it, but it's changing all the time, and it will settle and it will stabilise. So I would just say, hang in there. Other people have got your back. Even videos like this, you can drop a comment. You can, I'm here to support people as well, because I know exactly what you're going through or have been through. Okay, guys, take care. See you soon.